Many people, including Harish and myself, have felt that there wasn't any place to do rural innovation and focus on the last mile. There are institutions both in India and abroad that do amazing work on technologies, but either because of a lack of context or lack of skills, they don't focus on the hard part, which is taking the technology to the market. And the big corporate houses tend to do this for products that will make ready business sense. And a lot of products that actually are needed by rural people are not in that category, meaning the margins are not going to be so attractive to the Unilevers or the Procter & Gamble. So we felt that somebody needs to do it, and while it's very challenging, we felt if we don't do it, we couldn't come up with who else would do it. We have a list of projects. We're working on a hybrid dehusker, come oil expeller, come dry grinder, which is, I look at it as a mixie grinder for rural areas. That's one of the products. We're working on low-cost solar fencing to protect farmers' crops from wildlife. We're doing some surveys of micro-hydro, which is energy from small streams. We're working on a hybrid biomass come solar dehydrator for preserving fruits and vegetables, and also seeing if it'll be a viable livelihood for rural women through self-help groups. Maybe 30% of our portfolio will be focused on products that we eventually see us selling through SELCO. Another 40% might just be things that we're learning on, basic building blocks of technology, and things that might actually be sold through other channels. So we may come up with, like for example, the pump controller that we're working for. We might incubate a set of rural entrepreneurs who then go out and sell that product. The huge challenge of the incubation center is you're trying to develop technology, which historically is a capital, resource, and time-intensive job. And you're trying to do it for a population that does not have a lot of expendable income. We don't have a lot of resources to attract. So it's all the problems of technology development for the urban world, but double or triple the amount of complexity. The force of capitalism only forces certain types of technologies. And people keep giving me the example of the mobile phone, which is an amazing technology that's changing the lives of millions and maybe billions of rural poor. But what people fail to mention is the amount of time, research money, and commercial money that actually went into making a $20 phone. And so I joke often that if the West needed biogas, or if the West needed improved cook stoves, I would be able to get an improved cook stove in Ujre Junction. But because the West doesn't need it, the resource somehow doesn't get deployed at developing that curve. So the big challenge for the lab and people like us is, how do you ride the technology time curve in a compressed manner to get to where we want in a reasonable time frame?